and a very good morning. First of all, I would like to thank all the audience for remaining in the hall. Normally, after refreshment, we got to reduce crowd, but I can see still packed. So very good. First of all, I would to welcome you again in this day one. And on behalf of the organizers, KSI, I would also like to thank you all for participating. And now is our second session, very important topic. But before that, I would like to thank the organizer for giving me the honor to moderate this session. And you can see the difference between this session and the earlier one. Earlier one on stage is a bit of a crowd, a crowd. So today, now our session only two of us, so we have all the time with us. That's one thing. So no problem for me to manage the time. Otherwise, I become a timekeeper. Now, since we are earlier a bit, but with your permission, I want to proceed with the session. And the thing is, this session probably very interesting to Sarawak. Without mentioning that we are all looking forward to this Pan Borneo. Pan Borneo has been around, but later on, I will also, before I proceed, to thank YB Chee for being able to be with us today and to update us on the progress of the Pan Borneo and whether he has challenges issue, but I hope we don't have. So I hope that this big project will be able to proceed from now on, YB. And you see, even just now our guest owner was mentioning on the importance of connectivity. I think connectivity is one of the challenges that we are facing, especially in Sarawak. You are talking about air connectivity. We are having problem there. That's why even though the Ministry of Tourism trying its best to get more people to come down here in Sarawak, but because of the connectivity issue, some of them find it difficult to come over. So we hope that can be resolved also. And then we have sea connectivity, also important for trade in particular. We need to export our products, and we want to being able to export competitively in terms of cost and pricing. So again, it's a very important issue. And the other one, of course, now when we are very much involved in the digital economy, the question of cyber connectivity also important. And also, fourth on the list, last on my list, is land connectivity. That's why I believe project like Pan Borneo is very critical, especially for the development of Sarawak. And I'm sure that all of us here in the room, in the Dewan, is looking forward to know the present status of the Pan Borneo. And we are really fortunate that the thing is ongoing. And probably later on, YBC, who is, let me see, State Assemblyman of Batu Lintang, and Special Officer to the Minister of Works, YB Bian, for works in the state of Sarawak, including Pan Borneo. So I think, thank you, YB, for coming down. And hopefully you are able to share with us, as I said earlier on, the progress of the Pan Borneo. And I suppose you are also eager to see that this project will be completed on schedule. Huh? So, since we are two of us only here, you have plenty of time. At first, I was working how to divide the time, between two panelists. But now I don't have that problem with me. So now I give the floor to you, YB.
Good morning to all of you. Thank you, Datuk. Thank you to Tan Sri Yo and the very hardworking KSI staffs. And I know that they are going everywhere doing very, very important seminars like this. And they are really doing good job for Sarawak. Yes, I agree with Datuk that Pan Borneo is, of course, a very important work for us. We have hoped for the project to implement in the beginning. We have hoped that the Pan Borneo will be upgraded, and I think even in the federal parliament, I think we started from 1979 when they first talked about trying to upgrade Pan Borneo. So you can see that it's a long time coming, and of course that has always been the dream of all Sarawakians, that we have a Pan Borneo. How do we upgrade the old one? Is a narrow carriageway to how do we upgrade it to be a highway that is the double carriageway. So yeah, now we can say that the dreams is finally taking shape. We have started to move forwards. And of course, I am very happy that I get the opportunity to be a part of the project at this moment, that we can be together to oversee the completion, hopefully, of the Pan Borneo project. Probably towards, yes, the earlier schedule date is June 2021. But of course, the whole project, they are hoping that it can be completed before 2022. So we are hoping that we are going to keep that schedule, finish the project before 2022. So, yeah, let me give you a bit about the Pan Borneo project. Presently at this moment, not just for Sarawak, but Sabah as well, I think most of the roads in East Malaysia are the federal roads that we have of single carriageway, with a few stretches near major towns that are already widened to be dual carriageway. With the high growth in road traffic in tandem with the rapid growth Sarawak and Sabah's economy, there's an urgent need to upgrade the remaining single carriageway road to dual carriageway over its entire length in providing fast and safe movement of goods and the people of Sabah and Sarawak. To accelerate the social and economic growth of Sabah and Sarawak, the federal government has carried out a major effort to fully develop and upgrade the existing Tran Road, earlier known as Pan Borneo Highway, to be Pan Borneo Highway, spanning over 2,300 kilometers along the Asian Highway 150. The mega project is implemented in stages that will play a major role to open up economic corridors and opportunities in area it traverses. The construction progress. The status at this moment, Pan Borneo Highway of Sarawak is implemented in two phases as follows. Phase 1 from Teluk Melano to Miri with a total length of 786 kilometers with an estimated cost, total construction cost of 16.488 billion ringgit. Implemented using project delivery partners, PDP models, in which the assigned PDP is tasked to manage, procure and deliver the project within designated key performance indicators, KPI, of time, quality, and cost. And it's divided into 11 work packages, the work packages contract, WPCs, implemented in stages from October 2015, with targeted completed date by 2021. The current physical completion of the project is 41%. Phase 2 will be from Miri to Limbang to Lawas. Currently, it's under technical and financial deliberations. Changes in the implementation of the model. Currently, the government is adopting cost optimization approach, particularly on high-impact projects. Therefore, the government has decided to change the project's implementation model and is in the process of taking over the delivery of the project through conventional methods with the assistance of the Sarawak Departments of Work, JKR Sarawak. Regardless of the change in the delivery model, there is no compromise on the functionalities, scope, and safety elements, particularly on existing roads that are being upgraded. Key deliveries in this work: the groundwork and site clearance, ground structural treatments, paving, irrigation system, restoration and reconstruction of 115 bridges, 25 grade separated interchanges, 202 P-turns, utility relocations, construction of road facilities such as 832 bus shelters, 3 rest and service areas, and construction of 7 lay-by areas. On the major issues that are confronted, the challenges, during the earlier stage of the project, land acquisition was challenging due to resistance, especially among local communities. This issue was resolved through continuous social engagement and enforcement with the assistance of the local state governments, leaders, and authorities. Local contractors and industrial capacity constraints to provide sufficient skilled, unskilled labor, materials, and machineries needed to complete the projects. Through extensive resource management, for instance, opening up new quarries, technological-based project management, adequate resources has been allocated to mitigate the shortages. There was also the difficulty in to commit substantial resources investment, especially due to massive scale of the project. The issue was minimized through careful selection of reputable contractors and vendors, thus easing the progress of securing finance from the financial institutions. Generally, the project has been progressing well, as certain parts have been completed in stages. However, there are room for improvement on the implementation side, particularly on maintenance during construction that greatly affect the comfort and safety of road users along the Pan Borneo Highways. The Pan Borneo Highways is going to bring a lot of benefits to us. They will contribute to improving road users' journey. There will be more comfortable, safer, and cheaper travel experience due to less curved road stretches, gentler gradients, modern bridges. There will be shorter time for traveling with the construction of interchanges and flyovers. There will be greater convenience through the availability of proper rest and service areas and laybys. Highway spin-off in the form of economic multipliers, job creations in various areas such as construction, tourism, and local trades. And there will be spillover effect through improved knowledge and technology transfer, human resource development, and talent management. It will also be a catalyst to Sarawak Corridor of Renewable Energy, SCO in Sarawak, and it will facilitate ASEAN connectivity between Sarawak, Brunei, and Sabah. So in conclusion, the ministry encourages the people of Sarawak to actively participate in the employment opportunities, business and economic development, as well as capacity building as a result of the Pan Borneo Highway project. That's all for me. This is text that is given to me by the ministry. So unless you have other questions, then I'll entertain that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, YB, for presenting. Though brief, but I think that's what you want to know, the current status. And we are pleased also to know that the project is progressing quite well. And with that, I believe that it should be completed on schedule. So we are looking forward to that date, YB, in 22, year 22. And probably by then, even now, it has been some parts are being already open for traffic in it, like Teluk Melano. But the standard of the road is really fantastic. It's complying to the required technical, what you call, government as well as international standard. So we in Sarawak are really fortunate people that we will be having this good and standard highway. And on top of that, we are not paying toll, toll free. That is very important, you know. Don't forget about that. Our friend in Semenanjung have to pay in some areas. So we are very thankful to the government for that. But you see, as I said, in order to really be able to develop the state, we need this infrastructure. Everybody knows. And you see the state government also realize this, the importance of infrastructure to spearhead the development, especially in rural areas. And you know very well that Sarawak, in terms of land mass, is the biggest, and so a lot of challenges. I think that is something that everybody need to understand and acknowledge, that we have a lot of challenges in Sarawak for us to move forward. But that being the case, we still have to work together, in order to accelerate this process of development. We have no choice. We have to work very closely together. And will be seen the federal budget is coming very soon. I do hope that Sarawak will be given or allocated sufficient fund to especially in terms of what you call provision for infrastructure. Otherwise, the state will have a tough time to really proceed with this development if there is not enough fund. Now everybody knows that the state injected quite a lot of fund in order to see the infrastructure project ongoing. So this is very important. Now we have plenty of time, YB. Since your what you call your presentation is a bit brief, but probably there are a lot of things that probably the audience would like to know more on this Pan Borneo. So now I open up the discussion to you all, the participants. And before you ask question or you comment, please identify yourself as usual, and also where you are from. And then probably easy for YB to take note of your your name or that sort of thing. Probably he need to give some information later on to you. Okay, YB? Any queries or not? Any question from the floor? Take the opportunity. This is something very rare.
Thank you, Chairman. YB, allow me to ask the first question. I was the moderator just now, Azman Ujang from Bernama. The project has been taken over from PDP, Project Development Partner, to JKR. How much savings results from this? Because taken over from the task by PDP to JKR, I'm sure there will be substantial savings in cost of the overall project at the end of the day, because it's no longer in PDP's hands.
Yes,
do you know that?
Thank you, Asman. Well, actually, the taking over The termination letter was given less than 2 weeks ago. So now at this stage, we are to novate all the contracts from the PDP to KKR. Then at the same time, audit and all these are actually ongoing at this moment. So I cannot tell you how much is going to be saved or at the end of the day, but yeah, we look, there will be saving because that is one of the main things that we are looking at because that is the maximization of trying to get the cost back. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Datuk Sri, for your question. But on this, when there is a change in the business model that you are having for the implementation of this highway, besides saving on the cost probably, which I think you are going to have some saving, but is there any, this saving, probably one of the factors contributing to this is change in changes in some design or whatever it is. Is there any?
I don't think there will be any change in designs because most of it are quite fixed now because earlier stage, because they were planning and implementing at the same time. But to this stage, we have completed 40%. Now it's not so much in the design because the whole thing already there. Thank you, Dato'.
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, we hope that with this new way of doing things with JKR straight, going to implement monitoring all this, the schedule will not be much affected. Even, is there any possibility that the completion can be brought, can be earlier? No, huh?
We'll look into that possibility. Thank you.
Possibility, yeah? Because when it can be completed earlier, obviously government save a lot of money also, and the people will be happier because they can make use of this highway for the daily, requirement. So we still have a lot of time now, and lunch is not yet ready, so you better take advantage of this. Yes. Yeah, there. Yeah, all right. Thank you. I see you. Yeah, come. The mic is there. You don't mind to walk a bit and identify yourself. You don't mind.
Selamat pagi. My name is Peng. I'm based in London. So presently I'm in construction. So the question I have, the first question is for the Pan Borneo Highway, which is a large project. What are the construction issues that you're facing or encountering? This is the first question. Second question is, YB mentioned that you only completed 41% of the project so far, and you're targeting to finish it in 2021 or early 2022. So you don't really have much time left. So how confident are you that you indeed will deliver on time? And are there any cost overruns so far? Because normally for the complex project, what you predict before in your initial design might be different than the current situation. So basically, if you can explain more about construction issues, is there any cost overrun, and how confident are you that within a short year and a half you can finish another 59%? Thank you.
Yeah, Baby.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Peng. Yeah, I've gone through briefly just now the challenges that we have. Of course, this is this is a massive project, really one of the biggest that we have undertaken in Sarawak for a long time. So I'm very fortunate that actually through the whole process earlier, we actually have very good work contractors that are involved in the project. So I actually have spent the last 1 year trying to work with them to understand what are the problems and how can we move ahead better. So there are some changes that has been done. I'm very confident because these contractors for the 10 work package are actually, most of them are listed companies. They are financially sound. They have they have their engineers and all the supporting staff in the company themselves when they are carrying out this project. So the initial stage, of course, when we encounter problem of land acquisition, the movement of the facilities in widening the road, that took quite a long time. But at this stage, I would say that most of the more teething problem has been resolved. So, because of what I know from the work package contractors and how committed they are in finishing the job, I'm very confident that yes, we can finish it by 2022. That's the date that we have.
Thank you, YB. One thing I want to ask also, this is from the point of funding. And was there any reduction in the cost being tendered out previously? Are there any cost-cutting exercise?
There will be no cost-cutting for the whole project. Actually, for this project, I was quite surprised, and I think it was a good thing that actually we have got the whole sum of money which are given in warrant to the state government, so that the project can continue without having to worry about where's the cost going to come from when we finish a project. How do we pay the contractors? But all these are already given in warrant, so it's just when JKR approve the payment, then the payments are given to the contractors. So we have no problem in that. And there's no cutting of the contract sum as such, but we are expecting whether there are savings in the project itself, so that probably we would not be spending the whole of the 16 point something billion that we are projected for this project, that there will be costs being saved in the implementation of the project. Thank you.
Okay, any more from the floor? Yes, Temanggung. Yeah, his name is Temanggung, not the Temanggung community leader, you know.
Yeah, my name, thank you, Datuk, it's not a government given kind of name, so I don't receive allowance, but it is in my IC, YB. I just want to take this opportunity on behalf of the few of DCCI contractors. I am, by the way, the Executive Secretary of that Chamber of Commerce, and I'm fully aware that Dayak Chamber, DUBS, and Persatuan Kontraktor Melayu Sarawak, some people did manage to participate in these projects. Now, with this process of the agreement between the contractors and the PDP being, like what you have just said, being novated, which I look up in the internet, it says agreement change. Now, these few contractors, very, very few, I think my personal view is that the DCCI participants probably contribute to 0.01 participation, still something. Now they are wondering what is going to happen next. Pricing, the way how they move forward, YB. Now, what they want really is to, I would call it a chit-chat with the YB Menteri. I'm very happy today, I now know, as somebody who is from the Secretariat, that you are you are in the capacity to present the YB Minister of Works. There are a number of things that they want to check, some technical, some not, in the interim. But with the changes, the money part and how they progress forward, if it is possible that you, as representative of the YB, give a chance of, say, half an hour, 15 minutes to meet these people and tell them what is it. That will make them a lot happier and more at ease. If that can be considered, I think it has been worth it for me to be here today. Thank you very much, YB.
Thank you very much to my Temanggung friend. Yeah, of course, that is a done deal. So we can fix a time for the meeting with YB Baru. Actually, a lot of the members from the DUBS and DCCI have personally contacted YB Baru on this. So we'll do that to have the meeting between the association and YB Baru for this. Novation is not changing anything in the contract, the details, but novating is to actually give up the authority or the power of the whole thing to another body. That's more like novation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, YB. Any more question, queries, or that sort of thing? Huh? Anything? Hey, why so quiet? I thought Pan Borneo is something everybody talking about. Pan Borneo? Yeah, please.
Hi, YB. This is CL from Kuala Lumpur. Pan Borneo is actually a very long highway, so we are very pleased to see this as well. So possible to share the sustainability of this highway after it completed, and what's the plan?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Siu. Sustainability of the project in what manner? Yeah, it's okay. You're talking about financial sustainability of the project. Okay, for the federal road, actually the maintenance is by the federal government, and there's annual allocation of maintenance for all the federal roads in Sarawak, and on top of that, there are also the periodic allocation that is given for further maintenance. That's for repair, that's for all the other necessary maintenance of the road. That is provided under the Malaysian and Sarawak arrangement that we have for the maintenance of federal roads. And for this Pan Borneo Highway, I must say that I have actually traveled to all the packages to have a look at how they work and what are the things that they have. I can very proudly say here that all the work contractors are actually putting in a lot of efforts, and the quality of the road for this Pan Borneo Highway that they are constructing now, that they are upgrading and constructing now, they are at a very, very high standard that we have. And they are even talking about trying to thicken the layer of the asphalt that they have, so that I would say that for quite a period of time after the completion of the project, there will be very, very little maintenance that is needed on the present work, the Pan Borneo Highway that they are working on at this moment. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much, YB. Is there any more question or whatever? All right. First one from the lady, yeah. And second one, you hold on. Second lady, you have to hold on for one. Yeah.
Good morning, or should I say good afternoon? Still morning, yeah? Okay, I'm Fauzia Abu Bakar Titingan. I'm from Bank Muamalat. I'm the regional manager for East Malaysia region, but I'm actually based in Kota Kinabalu. Okay, just now, you mentioned that the expected completion for Pan Borneo is by end of 2021, right? Does it apply only for Pan Borneo Sarawak? What about Pan Borneo Sabah? Because I understand that there is a delay, and if I'm not mistaken, the status is only about maybe 20% or less. Thank you. That's my question.
Are you covering Sabah as well?
Yeah. Thank you, Puan Fauzia. Yes, I'm actually handling only the Sarawak part of the Pan Borneo. Yeah, I do understand that there are some hitches in the completion of the Pan Borneo for Sabah, and the ministry and the Sabah state government is working on that. 20% is actually quite an overstatement. It's lower than that, but they are working on it. I have to tell you the truth. Yeah, thank you. Yes. Thank you.
You can convey to your colleague in Sabah. All right, there I saw second. Okay, another lady there. I know her very well, Angie.
Good. It should be afternoon now, I think. Good afternoon. My name is Angie Kwek. I'm from Shida, Sarawak Housing Developers and Real Estate. Yeah, I know I'm a bit short, right? So how do I go? Okay, right. Real Estate Development Association. So the question goes like this. The highway will boost construction, industry, tourism, and create jobs that we all know. However, we would like to know what is the estimated spin-off from this construction based on economic impact assessment done, if any. For example, data for the next 5 years after completion or 10 years later and so on, so that we can plan for other supporting industries. Thank you.
I hope YB you can reply to that question. To me, even though I'm from there, quite difficult to address the question.
Yes. Thank you, Dato'. Thank you, Ms. Kwek. Yeah, Dato' is correct. I don't have the figures for me to give you now, but what I'll do is I'll get back to the KKR. Once I get the data, I'll send it to you. Thank you, Ms. Kwek.
The other thing, if I may add to that, the spillover effect of this one is actually difficult to measure. For instance, with the assistance of the highway, your travel time will be saved. And I don't know how you want to be accurate in trying to assess how much you are saving from there. Time saving, distance saving, and the other thing also, the spillover that we are looking forward to is how these roads, how highway can open up the interior. This is the economic value of the highway. Is very indirect impact on the economy. So that is important for us to realize. So it's very difficult for us to really what to call assess in terms of the ringgit and cent of the impact of this highway. But you can feel it when you are driving now, going through the muddy road, that sort of thing, and then later on when you drive on this highway, you can feel yourself. It's feeling rather than ringgit and cent. To me, very difficult. It's an indirect sort of benefit that you are deriving from this project. Any more? Actually, the schedule we can end at 12:20, so we have another 20 minutes. I don't know also how to fill the time. No, if there is karaoke, then okay, I can sing for you. All right, good.
Good afternoon, Sulaiman from Ban Pembangunan. Okay, while the business model has changed, what about the payment structure to the WPC? Because previously it's on progressive basis, whether that one will continue or you will do on a deferred payment basis.
All right, YB.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes, we still go by the progress payment that based on the work done, but one improvement that we are going to make and which will take effect very soon because we are consulting JKR Sarawak. And we are hoping that the payment, there will be shorter time in the payment made to the WPC for the work that is completed. And I'm quite confident in that because I think that is important for the WPC to accelerate or to hasten their pace of delivering their project. Thank you.
Is there any direct payment from the government to the subcontractors of these contractors, the main contractors? No. It has to go through the package.
Yes, you have to go through the packages.
All right. Yes, any more? All right. He's from Hong Kong Bank.
Yes, I'm Rajesh from HSBC. So I have a sort of a forward-looking question. Maybe slightly beyond Pan Borneo. more infrastructure. Now that the Indonesian government has announced the new capital that's moving, do you think that the government in Sarawak will rethink the way the infrastructure is going to be built out? Because we are building for the future. Roads are meant to be serving 20, 50 years on. Do you think that might be a sort of phase 2 of Pan Borneo later on? Thank you.
Yes, maybe.
Thank you, Rajesh. That's a fantastic question. Yes, the federal government and also the state government is actually looking into this. Because the Indonesian side, somehow we have already seen quite a bit of the sketches of where the roads are going and how do they link other parts of Kalimantan together. So, of course, it will be an opportunity wasted if we are not having that kind of facilities to join up and to jointly develop the facilities, all the resources that is aplenty in the Kalimantan Island. So the federal government and I'm sure the state government for Sarawak and Sabah are actually looking into that. And hopefully there will be a meeting soon to coordinate and try to work on the project that everybody has in mind. Yes, they are all working on it. Thank you.
Yeah, I think all of us are looking into this where we from Sabah, Sarawak and Kalimantan, the whole island of Borneo will be connected somewhat. Yeah, and hopefully this sort of effort can be started as soon as possible, so that the people will be able to benefit from all this. But the other thing also, before I conclude, I have advice already from the organizers that I can end the session earlier. But I am worried whether the lunch is ready or not. But never mind. One question that I would like to address to YB is that are we very sure that this Pan Borneo, there will be no toll in future?
Yeah, I think that is a promise that was given by the federal government to the state government. That was during Tom Nan's time, and he was saying that it has to be toll free, and that agreement still stands until today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, and before I pass to the master of ceremony, I would like, on behalf of every one of you, I like to express our appreciation to Yang Muhammad Chee for sharing with us some information on the status of the Pan Borneo. But I think everybody agree that each one of us here are looking forward to the scheduled completion of the project so that we can derive a lot of benefit from this, socio-economic benefit. And at the same time, I also like to remind the audience that this is not the only highway coming up in Sarawak, We have the coastal highway also, which is fully funded by the state government. And this highway also will be contributing towards the development of the rural areas, in particular because this highway is also going through the current or present settlement. So I believe the rural people will also benefit from this coastal highway. And it is an ongoing project, and again, as like Pan Borneo, we hope that this highway will be completed on time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like also to thank, on behalf of YB, the organizers, for inviting us to participate in this session. And we hope that you will get information, you have the information, and especially the business community, probably you can think of other things out of this session. And this is something ongoing, Like Pan Borneo is still a few years to complete, but I hope that we people, especially the business community, were able to see the opportunities being opened up by this highway. So with that, once again, thank you very much for your presence. And I hope lunch is ready outside there. I pass the thing to the MC. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.